Hello everyone, it's Bavar from PTC or Port Terra Conglomerate here. We're here with our latest video to give you an overview on one of my favourite ships, made by my favourite manufacturer. The one, the only, the ARGO RAFT. Throughout this video we will cover the ship's lore, her overall features and specifications, how PTC likes to use the ship, and as a bonus we will also try and draw some links to real-world vehicles that fulfill a similar role to how PTC likes to use the raft. If you're hoping to give the game a crack, feel free to use that referral code in the bottom right and it'll set you up with a few thousand UEC. In the 30th century, budgets across the board are increasingly being strained by the war with the Vandal. As such, the UEE as a whole and its underlying levels of government have chosen or been forced to reduce their levels of infrastructure maintenance and construction spending. With this in mind, what funds were available would have been prioritised on the major population centres and settlements along the major trade routes, or routes of transit as well. As a predictable consequence of this, what little cargo infrastructure that existed outside of the major population centres and routes of transit became increasingly neglected or abandoned if it was built at all. This is where the raft, or the Reinforced Advanced Freight Transport, comes in, debuting in 2951. It originally started off its life as a hazardous materials hauler, only for ARGO to pivot its role into a remote area hauler focusing on infrastructure independence, as well as rapid transits from planetary body's surface to space stations above. A steadfast performer in the role from the Versa's second oldest ship manufacturer if there ever was one. As for the ship's specifications and features, she has a length of 39.5 meters, a beam of 23, and a height of 12. She has size 2 components across the board, as with all of her components being doubled aside from her QT drive. Her fuel reserves, at least for now, do also allow you to indulge yourself in some of the fuel-hungriest drives such as the XL1, carrying at the moment around 27,000 litres. In terms of weapons, Pirates of the Verse will be quaking in their boots at the sum total of dual size ones for the pilot, which do not come as stock, you'll have to slap those gimbals or fixed guns on yourself, and dual size 3 guns on a remote turret which is controlled by the co-pilot. That's it. The old girl makes no pretensions to being any sort of a combat capable craft, or really being able to defend itself against anything more than a solo pirate or NPC pirates in the lighter craft of the verse. In terms of defending yourself, you're best to take advantage of secure space and your turret, as well as your VTOLs to make landing hits a little bit more difficult. But with her top speed, you're not going to be outrunning a whole hell of a lot. Additionally, if you are in atmo and you get bounced, hugging the terrain as you sprint for safety and scream on the intercom for help is a good idea, as it'll try and prevent your attackers from getting beneath you into your major blind spot. She has your bog standard array and numbers of countermeasures and a couple of novel special features. She has her cargo carried via 3 external 32 SCU containers, facilitating rapid cargo transfer via clamps and tractor beams from the tractor control cab. She also has ship-to-ship or ship-to-station docking-capable docking port, padded for the occasional rough landing. Habitation? Well, she's rather well equipped there, with long-term remote area operations being made just a little bit easier, with a kitchen, a dining table, a bathroom, and bunk beds, the latter of which also double as escape pods. She also has generous internal equipment storage facilities via storage lockers in the habitation area, as well as dedicated gun racks and EVA suit lockers. And compared to her competition such as the Base Freelancer, Freelancer Max, and the Cutlass Black, she does have decent armor for a ship of its size and of that focused role. She also has significant VTOL lift capability, with half of her engines acting as VTOL thrusters should you kick the mode in, meaning you really shouldn't struggle no matter your cargo's mass once that's a concern, the planetary body's gravity, or the prevailing atmospheric conditions. As fantastic a hauler as the raft is in delivering cargo to far-flung remote areas of the UEE, or rapidly shuttling it back and forth, its flight profile really isn't going to make anyone shed tears of joy. Frustration, perhaps, but not joy. She has an SCM speed of 135 and her speed caps out at 840. With regards to how she flies, while she may not have very high top speed or braking ability, her thrusters do seem to spin up quite quickly to their maximum output, meaning she can be surprisingly responsive in her handling so long as you keep her momentum in mind and below SCM for precise maneuvers. Think a torquey tugboat over a drag racer. Her VTOLs do also mean she can leap off the ground quite quickly as well when needed. As for her claim times and price, you'll find she's got a standard claim time of 14 minutes, expedited of about 2, and the expedited cost being a smidge over 2,000 UEC. She can be had in-game for a princely sum of 1.8 mil and 53,000. As far as the use cases of the old girl within PTC, she sees a fair amount of usage as a short turnaround hauler between the various planets and their moons. Longer term, that use will continue, especially when it comes to supply runs to our bases and outposts, etc., as well as dealing with long-range remote area runs, assuming the fuel capacities hold true. The nearest real-world equivalent we could think of when it comes to the Raft is the Sikorsky S-64 Skycrane. This dual-engined helicopter serves as a heavy-lift crane helicopter, carrying everything from cargo to building segments and even firefighting payloads. No prizes for guessing why we chose her as the equivalent vehicle. I hope you've all enjoyed this video on the crucial link in the cargo and logistics chain that's helping to compensate for reduced budgets in the UEE. Thank you for indulging me with your time. This is Bavar from PTC, signing off.